Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and today we are checking out Street Fighter 6. And I am psyched out of my mind for this game. And I'm really glad to be psyched out of my mind for it. I'll talk some more about that after we check out the trailers. But I got a lot to say, so we'll save that until afterwards. Street Fighter 6 finally releasing June 2nd, 2023. We did check out some of this before. I'm only including the announcement trailer and not the other stuff that we checked out. And then I have the new stuff that we haven't checked out since the last time we did a Street Fighter React video, which is about 4 extra trailers worth. So let's go back to when it was very first shown off. How long ago was this game shown off? June 2nd, 2022. It's coming out 1 year after its announcement. Gotta love it. Here we go. Capcom, top of their game. Get it? Do they make video games? You can shoot me. It's fine. I understand.
When you're looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending.
Popeye ass, motherfucker.
Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this, never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all face proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or done society, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight!
Capcom decided to make their own graphics engine. They made the RE engine and then just haven't missed since. Like, ever since they made their own engine and we're just like, oh man, we can do some cool shit with this engine, they've just been going to town with it. Made Monster Hunter in it, making the Resident Evil games in it, making Street Fighter in it, Exoprimal's in it. We'll see how Exoprimal lands. Capcom's also been hella confident. I didn't want to say arrogant because it's not arrogance if you can actually back it up, right? Like, if you can back up all your fucking talk, it's not arrogance. It's just confidence. I'd be sad if I made something that had to use someone else's engine instead. Oh, I mean, I bet there are other companies that wish right now that they could use Capcom's engine, because of how well it runs under most circumstances. I mean, because most people are using either Unity or Unreal Engine. A couple people have their own in-house engines, like for a while Square Enix was playing around with the Luminous engine and stuff, but yeah, so it's all kind of up in the air. All right, so this is a World Tour gameplay and Avatar battle trailer.
Nice shawl. A developing nation of little significance, tucked away in a remote corner of Asia. It's rather fascinating.
Yeah, you can create your own avatar and just fight randos on the street, you know. Proper street fight. Did you just get owned by a drone and a fridge? My dude. What are you buying? What are you selling? This feature right here of battling other people's avatars in the Battle Hub was not available in the open beta, which was unfortunate, but you also didn't have the ability to fully customize your avatar's abilities, basically, so I guess that largely makes sense. That's probably why it wasn't an option. Because your avatar, you're going to be able to combine... Oh, you just saw him do Zangief Swirl into freaking Hadoken, so... You're able to combine abilities from the other fighters in the actual roster to make up your own character, basically. Very cool. Very cool. All right, we got some more. So this is just a short trailer showing off the Year 1 DLC. Much like I said, I was talking about the confidence that Capcom has. They announced Resident Evil 4 with its release date. And what I mean by that, before they showed off what the game was, they said the day it was coming out. They're like, yeah, March 14th or whatever the day was, you are getting Resident Evil 4 Remake. Everyone's like, God damn, Capcom, the balls. And they're like, yeah, and we released it on that day too, and it was fantastic. Aki's a new character. Rashid's returning. Ed's returning. And then Akuma, of course. But Aki's a new character, and that's interesting because Aki looks like they might be connected to Fang. Also, here's the other part of this, right? Is that Schwahn over here admiring balls? Yeah, damn right. Not even ashamed of it. This is the Year 1, right? That's how they described it. They didn't describe this as Season 1 DLC. They didn't describe this as like, they described it as Year 1. And they have these characters blocked out of a new character every 3 months. Now, Street Fighter V was released in 2016, I think. And so that was 7 years ago. And it actually got like 5 years of DLC and support. Now, video games are taking longer and longer to make and develop. And the fact that they're calling this Year 1 DLC instead of Season 1 or Character Pass 1 makes me wonder how many years they have planned for Street Fighter 6, because part of me inside feels like the answer is like 6 or 7, because with how complete of a product Street Fighter 6 is looking, I feel like this is going to be what we get in terms of Street Fighter for like a decade. I don't think we will see Street Fighter 7 until 2030 at the absolute earliest, if it's not even later than that. I'm not upset by that, and I'll talk some more about that in just a minute, but we got two more trailers to watch. So here's the Your Story trailer. I think this is the one that they had at the PlayStation Showcase.
I've crossed paths with many during my journey for true strength. I've also met my share of enemies, opponents I had to overcome. My journey knows no end. I will continue to do what I have always done.
When you said you were seeking strength, despite having no real need to do so.
Jesus, Zangief, are you joking?
You're a complete idiot.
Masters,
He was set up.
strong enough to chase after a monster like that.
It's probably worth looking into this nice shawl business.
That power seemed to be the Satsui no Hado. Was it simply a trick of the senses?
Bison, he attempted to set the world under his heel through violence. A veritable madman.
When you go looking for strength,
This is a really cool trailer.
game. This journey doesn't have a real ending.
It's also really interesting because they have been aging the Street Fighter characters realistically. Ryu is like 57 or something in this game, or 54, something along those lines. He is not a young spry man anymore. And like Chun-Li is like 50 or 49 or somewhere in that range. And so a lot of the original Street Fighter characters have started to get up there in the years. Guile was born in 1960. That's the year that I do like very distinctly remember, which means that Bro is 62 right now. He's going to be 63 at the end of the year. And so with that, the box for Street Fighter 6 doesn't have Ryu on it. It has Luke on it. And Luke was introduced at the very end. He was the last piece of DLC characters that was released for Street Fighter 5. And he played completely different than everyone else. And he is the current poster boy for Street Fighter 6. So I think Capcom is legitimately trying to slowly move time forward and bring new blood forward to the point that eventually, like, I mean, you know, if we do see Street Fighter 7, Ryu will be like 70 something, you know, and it's like, is he still gonna be, you know, the super strong badass martial artist? Yeah, probably. But if time moves on, it's cool to see that Street Fighter in a way is still trying in some sense to move on. And that's cool. That's cool. Instead of just like, it makes the characters feel more tangible. All right, here's the launch trailer.
Fighting is an art. And this is our canvas.
That dude had demon wings.
Here, we flex our style, our passion.
Bro's got a jury tattoo.
Creativity.
I'd be pissed. Just finish a mural and then some dude busts through it like the goddamn Kool-Aid man.
Skills. We come here to break rules. To bend minds. To change the game. This is where we make an impression. This is where we make our masterpiece.
Available, thankfully, very, very soon. Thankfully, very, very soon. So I'm actually going to go back to the announcement trailer, and I'm just going to put this on loop and it turn down in the background while I just, like, talk for a while. Because there's some things that I want to talk about with Street Fighter 6, because up until the open beta, I was pretty skeptical on Street Fighter 6. I do really love fighting games. I love them a lot, okay? I enjoy them, but one of the fighting games that I have never really enjoyed was Street Fighter. It just never clicked with me very well. I was always super into, like, 2D anime fighters, basically almost anything that Arc System Works makes. Think of things like Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, or even things like Skullgirls, stuff like that, right? And I did like Tekken a lot, but things, or in Soul Calibur, but that's actually completely different. But anyway, I never really clicked very much with Street Fighter.
It's not like a game.
And when it came to Street Fighter 6, I was like, you know, this visually looks a lot better than Street Fighter 5, but I'm just not quite sure if I'm fully feeling it as a game, right? Especially because we have so many other fighting games on the horizon. It's about to be a fighting game renaissance as a whole, because we got Tekken 8 coming out soon. We have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising coming out soon. We just we're getting, there's another, Mortal Kombat 12 is coming. Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out soon. So we're getting all of the major mainline fighting games are all coming out within, we'll say, about 9 months from one another, which is fucking wild, right? Super, super cool. And Street Fighter is opening, essentially, for everyone else, which kind of makes sense, right? Because it's fucking Street Fighter. But at the same time, with the modern age of video games, I have such a strong expectation for what you're going to get out of like these big budget AAA $70 titles. Like, you gotta bring some fucking game if you want me to drop $70 on your title. And Street Fighter, for all of its marketing, I was like, I don't know, I might just wait for one of those other games I mentioned, right? And they had a demo, and the demo's still available, and the demo was very, very, very light. It didn't give you much. Mostly it was just to play around with the character creator and kind of see just the smallest little bit of the World Tour mode. But then they announced an open beta, and I was like, man, if there's anything that I should do, I need to try the Street Fighter 6 open beta. So I did, downloaded it, played it on Steam. I used a freaking Xbox controller because I couldn't get my keyboard to interface with their controls. And let me tell you what, I went from being skeptical about Street Fighter 6 to being confident that it will be one of my favorite fighting games that I have ever played. Because they have achieved something freaking magical with Street Fighter 6. And I don't just say that as a Street Fighter fan. This game feels and looks so complete and is wildly accessible. They have 3 different control schemes, including one that is literally, it is the control scheme designed for people that don't play fighting games. And it's cool that they are thinking of those things. They also have, they included accessibility options for blind people in Street Fighter 6, okay? Which is awesome, because there were some programs for some of the other fighting games that allowed that to be possible, and it uses a lot of audio cues. It's in here, and that's freaking cool. I love seeing that stuff. But the question for somebody who does not have accessibility issues ultimately was, do I enjoy playing it? And I was playing that open beta, and it didn't even have the character that I wanted to play. I really want to play as Cammy because I really want a strong rushdown character, and I'm also always wanting to play as strong, powerful women. And Cammy was not available in the open beta. Only 8 of the characters of the available roster were in the beta. Cammy wasn't one of them, so I played as Juri instead. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about Juri. She likes to lick feet, and that's kind of weird. And I played like 7 hours of Juri, and all I wanted to do was just keep playing this game. And that is a great feeling, to never feel frustrated by it, to even when you lose, to be able to see why you lost and be like, man, that was still really fucking fun. Do you know how hard it is to design a fighting game that is fun to lose in, that you just don't feel like you're a piece of garbage in? That is hard to do, because I've played a lot of fighting games, and I've played them against people that are better than me, people that are worse than me, people that are on the same side, where you're just trading games back and forth, and it can still feel like crap to lose. And I was playing Street Fighter 6, and they had no matchmaking. It was just raw games in their little lobby space, so you were getting all kinds of skill levels. And I was playing against people that were like on my level, below me, and some people that were wildly better than me. And the mechanics of this game, systematically, with like the drive impact that we just saw, drive rushes, and how clear and concise this gameplay is, to where it's really easy to read, made this game immensely fun at every moment. It always was just feeling great to play, which is awesome. And they've done incredible work here. Capcom is at the absolute top of their game. They are killing it in every direction right now with their fighting games, with Monster Hunter, with Resident Evil. They just are just getting W after W, hit after hit. And I'm super excited to play this game and to enjoy the ever-living bejesus out of this game and to get to see what they do next. Because right now, with how much they've done and how much they've achieved since they switched to that RE engine, man, I cannot wait to just see. Like, Capcom went from being one of the most, like, fallen, you know, angels of the video game, like, society to rising back up above the clouds. And it's crazy to see just how far they've come in that way. And I'm so ready for anything and everything that they have next. But now that I got done gushing about all of that for a while, this release is June 2nd, which I think is like tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm excited for Street Fighter. I'm going to be playing a whole lot of it. I'm looking forward to it. And I strongly recommend trying it. I unfortunately, I feel like the demo is just not as good of a taste as that open beta was because there's so little in it. But if you have even the smallest iota, inkling, modicum of interest in fighting games, I strongly recommend giving Street Fighter 6 a try, because they have made this game accessible and entertaining on a way that I have never seen a fighting game before. And so give it a try. But anyway, that's Street Fighter 6. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you're a fan of Street Fighter, how you feeling? If you're a fan of fighting games, how you feeling? If you're not, one, thanks for sitting through me just being like, I fucking love this shit for the last, I don't know how many minutes. But thanks for listening to me just blobble on through all of that. How you feeling? Put all those thoughts down in the comments below. If you can't tell, I like to talk, and I would love to talk some more if you want to talk with me. And two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Hit me up and we can have a conversation, kind of like the one we've been having with chat, because this video was recorded live on stream because we do stream on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if you watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.